Hit it now.
Welcome to Off the Stage Podcast.
There we go. And welcome to Off the Stage Podcast. It's the show where we take musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music world. I'm James Berry. This is Conor Michael, and today we are joined by Lucy Y. Oh man, Y's that nearly had it there. There we go. That was an advert. On the soundboard. That's all that.
Soundboard is connected in, so this will sound good on the actual audio. Don't worry. Hi Lucy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Tired.
To be fair, same.
Happy Mondays, eh?
It's supposed to be Blue Monday today.
I know. Is that like the worst day of the year? Isn't it?
It's supposed to be the worst day of the year because it's Blue Mondays. So the idea is if you get paid like a monthly wage, you've had your Christmas, you've had your fun. You're 2 weeks into January. A lot of people are kind of in debt because of Christmas and they've spent all the money. They haven't had the pay packet yet, so they're still waiting on all the cash coming in. So they've got no money. Obviously, they're at work again and everything's just like back to normality and like they hate their lives and stuff like that. That's Blue Monday. That's apparently today. So is anybody else feeling?
It's just been a lot of work today.
Yeah,
it's admin day, innit? But yeah, hi.
Hello.
So first question we got for you is how would you describe yourself as a musician? What do you do?
I would say I'm a singer-songwriter. I usually do covers. Like if I'm at a gig, normally it's a covers, but I also do originals. I've sang originals for like a long time. It's like kind of like ballads normally because I play the piano, so they kind of end up being sad usually. I'm trying to make more upbeat music, but then because of the piano, I always end up making like sad songs.
Oh, we know. not against you, but we're the same. It's a case of...
I'm the opposite though. I
hate upbeat songs.
I try and make a sad song and it ends up just being really stupidly upbeat. So I'm like, damn it.
I wish I had that.
It's me too.
I'll swap you.
Yeah, I try to make an upbeat song and I come out with like 6 really depressing ones, but the 5 of them are really good. They're all depressing though.
Mine's like I try and talk about injustice and stuff like that. I ended up talking about how a girl stole my pencil in primary school. Yeah, it's
yeah. So what kind of inspirations do you have in terms of getting into piano and singing the music and stuff?
Well, with my piano lessons, to be fair, I kind of just carried on self-teaching because we were only getting it was split between 3 kids, so we'd all get like 10 minutes each, so I wasn't really learning much, so I don't even know if I did grade 1, so I don't, but
it's like self-taught, do you mean?
Yeah, self-taught, because I learnt like a bit with the teacher, but it didn't really get anywhere because there wasn't much time. And with like musicians, I would say do you know Marina and Diamonds? Yeah, Marina and the Diamonds. Well, now Marina actually, but I really like her music, and also Lily Allen. Yeah. I really like Lily Allen. I really like what she talks about in her songs, and I want to try and do that in my songs. But I'm trying to still work out like how to talk about like society and like the issues of everything.
Yeah. So it comes with practice. To be fair, you just keep writing. It comes to you, and also if you keep it authentic, if you really believe in what you're writing as well, it'll come to you.
Yeah,
true.
That's man about a pencil.
Obvious, yeah. No, says a man who writes about pencils.
Yeah. So what are you drinking?
I am drinking Old Mount cider, berries and cherries.
Berries and cherries. That should have been your band name, by the way.
I know. You know what? I'm not even joking, right? Our drummer for Red Wings, Ross, says, I just wish you had a band called James Berry and the Cherries.
Yeah. He's got a band called James Berry and the best ever folk rock band out of Fulwell. But Berries and the Cherries would have been
James Berry and the Cherries. It's a missed opportunity, to be fair. I should have.
It's a tribute act waiting to happen.
Thing is, I thought the reason I did, because I did contemplate but I thought it was going to be a bit too like cheesy, a bit too corny. But then I realised James Berry and the best ever folk rock band out of Fulwell is just like
the same.
Yeah, exactly the
same. For our viewers, we've went boring this week and we've gone for Madrid. Haven't had that in a long while, to be fair.
Yeah, as I say, I haven't had an actual pint for ages. We always go for either the sours or really fancy stouts and stuff like that. And sometimes you think, you know what, I just want a shit lager.
Yeah. That's a good way to get sponsored by Madry.
Yeah. No, I don't think they're going to sponsor us, to be fair.
No. So obviously, as you're saying, you do a lot of cover gigs and stuff. Have you ever done an original show yet?
No, I haven't actually done like just an original show, which is what I'm aiming to do at some point. But I think sometimes, because I don't know, well, a lot of my songs are I'm trying to like still like experiment with the piano, because since I'm like self-taught, I was gonna get more lessons, just like one-to-one, because when I do my originals like in person, people say that like my piano needs a little bit more like pizzazz.
Right.
Because it just needs a little bit more work done. So I feel like once I've got that, then I'll be able to move on and do original gigs. But yeah.
Okay. And how do you find just like writing songs? What kind of, do you ever just like, I'm gonna have a day of songwriting, or is it just a case of you just walking around Morrison's, you're like, oh fuck, I need to write this song, and it just hits you kind of thing?
Yeah, random, because I feel like my brain's just like 50 different things are going on. So like if I say I'm gonna write a song, that doesn't happen. So when I'm like walking around, or it's normally when something happens, I'm like, I need to write. Like my notes, I think I've got about over 1,000 notes from like writing songs.
I'm feeling that like
yeah, I'm the same. You tend to write a song whenever you haven't got a phone or your pen and paper.
When
I'm driving, I'm like
when you just, it just hits you, doesn't it? And then you just like, and it's always at the most inconvenient times. You just think, but then there's only so many like genius songs that probably like should have been written, but there's people like us who are just kind of like, the guy was in the shower or whatnot and he just didn't have time to write it down. He's like, but then it's gone. I think I've got loads of songs like that, to be fair. Yeah,
I'll have like an entire dumpster of it. I've had an entire month of writer's block. You know, we're trying to write a song. I'm in the point of when I'm writing it, I'm like, I've already got a song similar to that, or that's too corny of an intro, or you just get halfway through and you're bored. And I've just been like, I finally wrote one yesterday that I was like, that'll do. But it's all month I've just been stuck on the whole.
That's what they call it, like the, you know, so say someone, they make it and they've got like a really good album and it like sells loads and stuff like that. That's why those people a lot of the time, if they'll try and write a second album, it doesn't do as well, because they've spent their whole lives writing this first album to be like the best album it can be, and then they say, oh, you need another album within a year. And how do you do that? How do you just go on like I need 10 songs? You can't do that. Like, I don't know, I couldn't do that anyway.
Yeah, I feel like that, because I've just recorded an album last year, and now I've got to do 5 more EPs, and I just can't really crack the surface anymore. Because
if you get told, write this song, you think, well, what about? I've got no like reason to write the song. Why should I write it?
Yeah,
but yeah.
And just flying in through writing songs, what would you say the most personal song is that you've written, and what's it about?
Well, when you say most personal, does that mean it needs to be about me, or like
just the one that like you connect with? Like if you played it live, would you feel a bit like, you'd be like, that reminds me of this, and like the one that you've got your biggest connection to, I suppose?
Probably my song called Oblivious. It's about one of my best friends, and we actually like, she kind of got me into music because we were like a little duet.
Right.
They would play like the ukulele or piano, and so basically she kind of had like, I was friends with her for a long time, and about like lockdown, like her mental health got really bad, so we kind of like lost touch. But then I'd come back and see her, and some stuff happened, and it's kind of like watching her, I kind of like, she was in denial about like the habits that she had, kind of, and it was like a song about her, so I kind of like write about like her life in a way, and like a period of time where she was kind of like stuck, and it's still, I think it still hurts, like not like it, obviously you kind of go back in the past, but it still kind of it hits, because it's still like they're not better, so it's not like I can say that things have changed, so it's a bit like still hard to do, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's quite a nice song, to be fair.
It is, yeah. It's...
we'll take a short break and we'll come back to part 2.
Of course, yep. We'll see you in a bit.
Right.
What's happening, guys? It's Conor Michael here, and to let you know that my latest single, Horse Outside, is available now, only on Spotify, because with it technically being a cover, it's not on iTunes. So make sure you stream it. For some reason, Glasgow's really took off, Newcastle not so much. Horse Outside, Spotify. Check it out. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. Nay!
Okay, 3, 2, 1. We're back in the room. That's so corny. I don't know why I did that.
Berries and the cherries. Welcome back to the Off the Stage podcast with me, Conor Michael. This is James Berry, and we have Lucy Wise still sitting with us. So in the first part, you mentioned that you haven't done an original gig, but you've done gigs where you do play your stuff.
Yeah.
The first question we've got is, what's your favourite gig story? Now, this is whether it's one of the gigs you've played or one you've attended.
One I've attended. Oh my.
Or maybe one of each.
Maybe this is more just funny because like about my dad since he's here.
In the corners for those who can't see him.
So I was doing I basically got like a gig from this open mic, and it was at a food festival. So my dad was with me, bringing like all my pianos and stuff, and I was talking to the engineer guy because this was the first gig I did, so I didn't really know what I was doing. And I didn't bring the cable, I think. So my dad basically like came in, and he was just like, right, okay, so where do I put this? What do I do with this? And he was just like acting like he was my manager, even though it was my dad. And the engineer man was not having it. He was just like, what's going on here? I thought he really disliked me then, but it turns out I think he just thought my dad was being a bit like OTT. So.
Yeah. You get that quite a lot with like first gigs.
Yeah, because you want to make sure it's right and everything.
I remember doing my first gig and just like FaceTiming Scott. Like, what does this button do? That's the volume. All right, okay, cool. What does this button do? That's for your microphone. All right, cool. What's phantom power? I still don't know what phantom power means. It's about it like drains power for something else, but I don't understand.
Phantom power it's like an extra surge of power used to because condenser mics require more.
James, whoosh.
I'm just looking at your face there, just like.
I now know volumes.
Basically,
work with that.
Basically, if you've got a condenser mic, which is like the recording mics, the mics you record with, the recording mics. Yeah. Okay. No, that's not a condenser mic.
Right.
That's a dynamic usual mic. Oh. But a condenser mic needs extra power, and the phantom power is basically just extra power that pumps up. I don't even know much about it, to be fair. I just know if you want condenser, you press the phantom button. Okay. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
This isn't the bit I have generally winged an entire career in music without knowing a single thing. I just know how to make the guitar make certain sounds.
Do you just ask other people then when you're there, kind of, if you don't know what you're doing? Yeah.
Yeah, if they're musicians, if they're people in the crowd, like, oh, well, I can play guitar. Like, name one chord. I can play H. No, fuck off. Yeah, there's a lot of people who think they know what they're talking about. But it's them first gigs where you'll forget your cable. Or I remember once I did a gig in Whitley Bay, and I was meant to start at 8 o'clock, and the microphone, the volume was coming through the speaker, but the guitar wasn't. And I tried everything. I changed the cable. It wasn't working. I'd switched everything off and on again. I had to run to the local Morrison's to get another battery to plug it in, and you're getting a 8:30. I'm like, this is disaster. Oh, volume on the guitar. There we go. Just like simple things sometimes just like slip past you. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a gig. I've had loads of gigs. There was one, speaking of phantom power, there was one gig where I was playing bass guitar and singing, but phantom power, turns out if you turn the phantom power on and you're playing a bass guitar, it gives, and no, it's not just a bass guitar, it's a bass guitar with an active pickup, so the bass guitar you put a battery in. If you add phantom power to that, it charges an electrical circuit, and it means you get electrocuted when you try and sing.
I've had that a few times, to be fair, without the bass.
That was the worst gig, one of the worst gigs I've ever played, because I was like trying to sing and I kept getting shocks. I was like, oh.
Oh my God, I'd be scared.
I've had it before. I've questioned if I've stabbed myself with my moustache and stuff. But it's like,
it's just the electric guy.
Yeah.
But I told the sound guy, and it's like, listen, I keep getting electric shocks, and he put like a little foam thing over the top. Does that work? I'm like, try it. I don't want, because you have to try it to see if it doesn't work. So you know you're gonna get a shock. You're like, I'm getting like chills in my spine just thinking about it. And eventually he's like, oh, I've got the phantom power on. I was like, so I played half a gig, getting every single thing, getting shocked, you know. My hair was like.
Wait, did your hair actually go up?
No, it didn't, but like I thought it was like static.
Doc Brown.
Yeah.
We got an Instagram question. So yesterday, basically what we do when we have guests on, we always put Instagram stories, and you get to ask your questions. If you haven't yet, follow us at Off the Stage UK. And yesterday it was only one question came through, but it's by HMV Newcastle. And they said, what is the most intimidating aspect of being a musician? The writing, the performing, the socials, etc.
I would say the socials because like nowadays you have to use socials, and I feel like you said, we were saying like it's relatability, but then it's like I don't want it to, I feel like I don't want to put it so much out there that it feels like ingenuine. Like if you're like pushing it in people's faces, then it feels like there's not as much like genuineness about it. So I think it's trying to get like between like it being real and not just like feeling fake at all, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, you've got to say it's like relatability mixed with authenticity. So if you're going like, what up, it's your boy James here, it's like people like, you don't talk like that in real life, you know. You've got to have that kind of, it's a really fine balance, and it's not one a lot of people can.
No.
And it takes a while to really kind of understand how to kind of get that balance right, of people kind of think this is the real person I'm seeing through the screen. It's always a tough one. It's easy just to say, oh yeah, you just got to do this, do this, but then to actually do it is like, it's that next kind of thing, and it's tough, and especially if you're like me and incredibly unsocial, to go on socials and
and make a life on it.
Yeah, you're not sociable. I don't like, you can't do anything, can you?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's definitely the social media part of it, especially TikToks and stuff.
Yeah,
so you've got to use TikTok and Instagram. So I've only just started using Instagram.
Yeah,
and even then, I'm just doing the photos. Now you've got to do reels. I'm like,
tell you what, I've seen an interesting trick which gets me hooked a little bit. It's not because usually you get think like you've got to have a funny little skit and stuff like that. But I've seen I get quite hooked now with you can have this one for free as well. It's basically, so you put the what the song's about, but you put it in like little small writing. So this is how I'm feeling when I'm and when I'm feeling down, or when I'm thinking about someone. You write like a big little paragraph, like a paragraph, and then you play the song in the background, so people are reading the caption and they're kind of hooked a little bit more, so they get to hear the song, so they're not skipping after 3 seconds, because that's the thing, you need to grab them in 3 seconds. But if you give them something to read that's longer than 3 seconds, then they'll stay for a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, that's clever.
There you go.
Sometimes I had to get to the point of, I can't be asked to read that, skip.
Well, sometimes, but I don't. I quite like to read what this person's feeling when I'm, especially if it's a song that kind of hits a little bit. So you think, oh, okay, and follow, and then you never see them again, as is the TikTok algorithm.
Yeah. So last week we had a band called
Checkmate.
Yes, he's not good with names. And they gave us 3 questions to follow through with yourself.
Okay.
So question 1 is, do you like pop punk and emo music?
Ooh, I really like pop punk. Well, do you keep your class deep? Oh my god, neck deep.
Neck deep is pop punk.
Yeah, that was bad. I didn't know how to say it.
There's so many different genres now. I think that's either between pop punk and Midwest emo. I think that's the new, what the cool kids are calling it these days. But pop punk, yeah, it's pop punk.
Okay.
Moody pop punk. But yes, neck deep was pop punk. To conclude.
And Busted, sorry.
Busted's fantastic.
I like Busted.
I saw them twice last year.
You've seen them? Oh, wait, in UK?
Yeah, I did Newcastle and Birmingham. They did the 20-year anniversary shows last year.
Oh wow.
Don't know how you missed that. Sold out really good.
I don't have like
Great shows.
I follow like artists, but then like it never pops up when their concerts are there, so that's why.
There you go, Busted.
Either, so.
Start working on socials. We know it's intimidating, but they were great shows. Next question was, what is your dream instrument?
Well, I want to say drums, because when I was young I was like, oh, I'd love to be a drummer, but probably guitar, because I feel like guitar, I think because I struggle, I end up making my songs very sad every time. I think if I had a guitar, I'd be able to have a bit more like upbeatness to it. Yeah, to be fair, well, that's not the only reason I want to play guitar, but
no, yeah, that'd probably do you. You just think of volcanoes and stuff, ukuleles. Yeah. I get that. Guitar, I play guitar, and it's just, unless I'm playing like bass riffs on it first, it's always going to be a really slow song. Mm-hmm. I keep seeing a saxophone in this little pawn shop outside the gym I go to, and I'm like tempted to learn the sax.
You know what? If it was like a brass instrument, it'd be the trumpet for me. I don't know, something about a trumpet. It's the name, trumpet.
Bring on the trumpet.
Yeah.
Remember that bit?
No.
I'm sure it was like Wine Gums or something. Bring on the trumpets.
I can't remember that. Wine Gum.
Okay, guys.
I can't remember that one. I can't remember that one. Oh, my dream instrument. I don't know. Like, I'm a bit weird.
I know. Where you want like a 7-string mandolin?
No, like a hurdy-gurdy.
I've heard of that, but I can't picture it.
Hurdy-gurdy is like it's like an old medieval instrument where you got to wind it and it makes like a ooh sound, but then you've got like piano bits.
Oh.
It sounds really kind of like they're hurdy-gurdy.
Oh, that looks cool. To be fair,
It looks cool as hell.
Like a violin.
Yeah, but it's
right,
you play there's like the keys there, and then you wind it. So it's kind of like like you've got like a bagpipe where it's like a constant bass sounds like, and you got it's kind of like that. But it just sounds really cool. I don't know. I think it's similar to it's a harpsichord. Is that what the
Accordion.
Accordion, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a similar kind of idea to that, but it's like cooler because it's not many people know about it.
How much of it?
I reckon a basic one you'd be looking like 500, 600 quid.
Oh wow, that's a lot. Is it because it's medieval?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I've got this dream of being like a
800.
bard one day, going around.
Bard? What's a bard?
Bard is like
What musicians
a
used to be.
minstrel. It's like basically the old time musicians. So used to go around going brave Sir Robin ran away. And you're skipping,
With your
with your lutes.
Proper Skyrim.
Yes.
You can get them for just less than £1,000, James.
Oh, it's not bad.
So if hurdy-gurdy wants to start sponsoring the podcast, James will have a free one, please.
Aye, I'll take a hurdy-gurdy off to anyone.
I just like to say I play the hurdy-gurdy for the name, I would say.
But then it's, then what the hell's a hurdy-gurdy? Then I'll go on this little rant where I'm trying to explain what a hurdy-gurdy is.
The final question from Checkmate is, what is your favourite insect?
Oh wow. That's so funny.
Yeah, these questions don't have to be musical. Just
No.
Maybe a caterpillar, because
thinking
caterpillars are like so cool. Like whenever I see one, I want to pick one up, and I can never tell if it's poisonous or not. So like
didn't
it's
know
quite
there could be.
intriguing. I thought there could be. Oh, maybe I'm just made that
no.
up.
You might be really right, and we're just in danger every day.
I think most insects have like a poisonous species of them. I'm sure
Yeah.
they do. I love how you just Google these things.
Well, ladybirds can be poisonous, can't
Yeah, I
they?
heard so. I heard daddy longlegs are the most poisonous insects in the world, but they don't have any teeth,
Yeah.
so they can't bite you.
The Ricky Gervais joke, that, innit?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's just like an old wives' tale, but
Most UK caterpillars are not poisonous. However, there are 1 or 2 exceptions, including the oak processionary moth caterpillar.
ooh, poisonous
Moth
moths.
cat.
Oh no! Oh no! Having it flying in your face. Never mind.
It can harm people and animals, causing irritation to the eyes, throat, as well as rashes on the skin. So it's not bad.
Oh yeah, it doesn't kill you. So
Caterpillars are sound.
yeah.
Oh well, there we go. What's my favourite insect? Spider. I think a spider.
An arachnid.
That's kind of an. No, an arachnid is a form of insect, though, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be clever. It doesn't work really well. I like crickets. I like when you can hear them.
Yeah, I think it's a bit like ASMR, isn't it?
A late night on the beach, it's just dark. You're walking through it, and you just hear whatever it sounds like. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's relaxing, I
I can
think.
fall asleep as.
Yeah.
Not that.
That's pretty impressive. You can make the
Yeah, I was
sound.
going to say, I didn't even realise I could make that sound. But
And then we just need 3 questions for next week's guest.
Oh,
It's a good one next week.
if you could perform anywhere, where would it be? If you could perform with anyone, who would it be?
we're getting like a proper gig here, aren't we?
Oh, no, like the third one.
It doesn't have to be musical, let's say the insect question.
What's the craziest idea you've had that could be a job?
As
That
in a
was
current
for-
job, or if you just make a new job kind of thing?
Yeah, like just like like the most weirdest thing that could be a job. Like, what's your most weirdest idea?
Podcast.
It's not a job, James. It's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Then again, so is music.
Yeah.
Mint, cool. We'll take a short break. We'll come back with part 3, and we'll see you shortly.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Busted, and you've been listening to Off the Stage.
God, I'm getting too old for sitting down and standing up.
That's a big one eventually. Would you rather?
Sit down and stand up. Wait, we can do one.
Oh, we hadn't even started.
And welcome back to part 3.
Energy, James.
Yeah, I know. I get told off for not having enough energy.
Really? I feel like you give energetic vibes.
He
like
started
personality.
to. Oh, he started to. Not a few episodes ago. Welcome back to part 3 of Off the Stage. My name's James Berry. This is Conor Michael, and today we have. You're like, come on, James. A bit more like.
Well, honestly, right. I haven't been myself recently. I'm gonna say that.
What's
okay.
wrong?
Well, I don't know. Just been really busy, and it's just everything's
Not like
coming on top
yourself.
of us. Aye, but I'm starting to slowly come out of my shell a little bit more. I'm just getting warmed up. So taking 2024
by the
horns. Yeah.
Horns.
Oh, hey. Do you want to do a? Can James fix it? You got any of them prepped?
I haven't, but we can do. But to be honest, I kind of came to the conclusion a while back that Reddit cannot be fixed. So usually we'll have this thing called Can James Fix It, where basically what I do is I go on Reddit and I try and find it's r/musicians. If you're familiar with Reddit, they have different threads and stuff like that. And I try and we'll look at these dilemmas that these musicians are facing, and we try and fix these dilemmas by giving advice. But recently, I haven't found many because they're all like, I don't know, how do I play music? Like that kind of questions. And I'm like, well, you can't really fix that, can you? If you don't know how to, if you're asking the internet how to play music, you maybe shouldn't be playing music.
Yeah. It's an odd one.
But actually, have I got? Ooh, okay. I've actually found one.
Hey,
Potential.
do his job.
Yeah. This is This is by user Shuttershock, and it's basically. So we're gonna try and he's got a dilemma, and we're gonna try and fix it. So how to overcome fear of bad mouthing? What's bad mouthing? Almost 10 years ago, I finished playing in a band I spent most of my young adulthood in. 10 years. Obviously said 10 years ago, 10 years, he doesn't have to tell us twice, but obviously he does. I would like to bring that band back, but when I was digging through some online archives, I found out some articles and reports and comments on Facebook which I forgot about. Simply bad mouthing about the band, how bad we were, and so on. Well, that's never good. Never look at the comment section. Rookie error there. The band had a small but dedicated following, not only locally but also in their countries, and we got some nice reviews from medium-sized music outlets. But locally, some people, mostly critics, both as listeners as well as journalists, disliked us. In case the band becomes active again, how would you overcome the fear of bad-mouthing once again? I just want to play music I like and not give a damn what others apart from fans think. So the problem is, how would you deal with criticism? I think that's the thing to take. What advice would you give about? So say you went on a random page and your name was shown up and goes, oh, I really hate that person. You think, oh, I don't think I hate doing that, by the way. Like, if someone badmouths me, I'm like a proper hothead. I'm like, what do you do?
No, I saw your TikTok. It was like an entire series of TikToks where somebody commented on James' video and then he replied with another video. And they commented, then he replied. And I was just scrolling, just like, this is the best thing ever. Like the new EastEnders of James going,
So I don't know if I can fix it because do not do that. It's a really bad advice.
Oh, have you ever had any like criticism that you've thought that's a bit harsh from doing gigs yet?
No, but this is like way back, but I remember there was just like this one mean kid at school. I just remember like he used to like, because when I was in like, I don't know, like first school, I used to post singing videos and he used to like say mean things on them, so I ended up blocking him. But that's about it, really. I'd say.
Well, that's what I should do. I should just block. That's the basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you find anyone talking shit about you, just block them. We don't need that negativity in our lives, especially in 2024 where I'm grabbing it by the horns. You heard it here first.
Do what James does and just fight back.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. If you're taking criticism, it's not always a bad thing. Like when I was first starting out, people were like, "Oh, you're doing this. Like your songs are too fast."
Yeah, I
like,
think-
fair enough. Right, I'll do that. But if people are generally just being like, "Oh, I don't like him because I don't like the color red, and he wears that red sweatshirt," like, well, that's a shame, you know.
Constructive criticism's great. I mean, I had one of the best constructive criticism I ever had was at an open mic night. It was the Borough. Shout out to the Borough. Not anymore because it's been completely bastardised. But we'll not go into that. It's my favourite. One of my
What you were gonna say, like knocked down?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
same.
it's a listed building, but it had like the most beautiful kind of Victorian middle bar bit, and it looked like this. It was like really nice. And then it closed down, and the people who bought it out, they couldn't do anything to the actual building itself because it's a listed building, but they just stripped it all to the bare bones, and now it's like a flat pub. You know, you're going up, it's just soulless, and it's just like, oh, it's just the worst thing ever. I mean, it gets busy now because it's
modern.
you've got the space, but like it's just not the same. But anyway, so I was playing a buskers night in there, and I was playing Bob Marley. You know, I don't like a bit Bob Marley. It's good. No woman, no cry, and that's how I used to sing it, because obviously you sing it to the, you know, with the record. You hear the record and you play it like that. And there was this really drunk Glaswegian. I don't know what the hell he was doing in Sunderland.
Glaswegian?
A Glaswegian, you know, someone from Glasgow, Scotland.
Oh, right, okay.
Said really. I can't, you know, I'm going to do a really bad Scottish accent now, but
Keep going.
hi, you got so he's got a really strong Scottish accent. I'm going to bastardise it. But he was like, why aren't you singing your own accent? You know Jamaican. And I was like, you got a good voice, but you're not Jamaican. And this is silent. I was like,
Good time.
and I was like, you know what? Thank you. I was like, that's actually really good. Good singing your own accent. I was like, oh, thank you, strange drunk Glaswegian guy. And I started like trying to, rather than singing like, I used to sing more like kind of American-y accent. And obviously when I'm playing Bob Marley, I'll play in a Jamaican accent. But now I try and I have a bit more of a northern accent when I'm singing now. But it adds to that authenticity. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I took that on board. Usually I'd just ignore drunken people when they're making comments, but that one really stuck. I was like, oh,
It's a good point. Before you get done for.
And it was when I was just kind of like I was still like learning, because I was just kind of starting out. This was like good like 10 years ago or something like that. So sometimes criticism, constructive criticism, can be good. Because if you're getting everyone going, oh yeah, you're amazing, don't ever change, it's like, well, you're never going to get better, are you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even the best artists on the planet always change and adapt as they're going on. Like even Arctic Monkeys, you see early Arctic Monkeys, top of the game, and you see what they're like now, and it's, I mean, you can argue whether it's better or not, but the change, everyone's always changing and improving. And I think I went off on a tangent there, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, just a little bit.
This has been 8 minutes. This podcast.
Oh, I see. Good.
Yeah, it's one of them. You've got to decipher the difference between constructive criticism and online trolls.
Yeah.
I had a fair few trolls last year, which was great.
Yeah, that was
That was funny. I did like a UK. I did a UK tour last year, as they say, because I did like Newcastle, Whitley Bay, Sunderland, York, Birmingham, kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
And everyone was like, "Why they call it a UK tour when 3 dates are local?" You're like, because it's still they're across the UK, you know.
Yeah.
That was an anonymous post, and then we had someone else make a fake Conor Michael page and then start like blurting stuff out on Facebook things.
Made a fake you. I mean, would you not feel kind of cool that someone made
bit.
a fake you? Like, that takes a lot of effort to
It
make.
does. Someone's clearly got too much time on their hands.
yeah.
But they're the kind of things like if you can block them and move on, that's fine. But the constructive criticism is sometimes you kind of just got to listen to the noise.
Yeah. That's it. Absolutely.
Anything you want to add on that?
Yeah, I would say constructive criticism. I feel like, yeah, if it's not based around like anything to do with how you look, and it's just based on purely like your music, then, well, I mean, some people just like to be mean, but like if they're like saying it in a positive way, like they want the best for you, then I feel like it's good to take it on board, really. Yeah, I would say definitely you need criticism, because you don't want to stay the same. And also, some people have an ego. Sometimes it needs to take it down a little bit.
Some people need to get through the doors.
Yeah.
Mint. I think, even though you said you couldn't, James, I think you fixed that one.
Do you think?
I think you need to get something on your soundboard that, like, as a hurrah.
Do I have a... No, I don't think I've got anything. Well, I mean, I've got a... Oh, it doesn't even... Oh, that's... Okay, that's...
What is that?
That was like,
I tell you what, that's a dodgy wire. I fixed the soundboard, I fixed everything, and then I've got a dodgy wire.
It's alright.
There we go. I
Hashtag
think
queuing.
Yeah, thanks, Queuing.
Cool. So, obviously, as I say, this episode comes out from the 6th of February. Is there anything from then you would like to promote? Have you got any songs or shows of your own coming out? Or is it still a bit quiet for the time being?
I do have a...
Second siren.
Oh, wow. I love that. I definitely do have a song called Green Eyes. I've got it on SoundCloud at the moment, but I bumped into someone. I did an open mic in Manchester, and this guy came up to me and he basically said that he'd like help me with producing a song. So I got Green Eyes produced with a different guy, and then like I sent it to this guy, and he says that he might be able to like refer me to someone.
Okay.
So once I get that done, I'll probably release it in February sometime. I was hoping to do it January, but I think it's going to end up being February.
Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
But whenever that is sorted, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll give it a plug. Yeah, I think normally what you're best off doing, if, for example, you get it ready for February, possibly hold back till about March, April, and then you've got 2 months of prepping yourself to promote it and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I've seen, like, when Ed Sheeran releases a single, he's like, oh, I've only got 9 weeks to promote this. And you're like, 9 weeks for him to say, look, I've got a song, and all the broadcasts he's got.
He could,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think he'll do that in his latest stuff. I think he'll just be like, on the day, just I've got this out, you can just it'll just blow up straight away. Imagine, like, he doesn't even have to advertise it, he just puts it on Spotify and Apple
Just
Music.
find it there and then.
Just straight away, all the algorithms go, oh my god, the new Ed Sheeran song just hit. Like, everyone's going like mental about it.
Eminem do that?
Probably.
They just like dropped an album and everyone's like, add on, there's an Eminem album.
Yeah, and then because the publicity and the people saying, "Oh my God, this new," everybody wants to be the first to listen to it and comment on it, and then that'll feed the algorithm. That's all they have to do nowadays.
But obviously, as a grassroots musician, it's worth kind of prepping the promotion kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, also putting music out there is a good way of getting onto festivals and support slots and shows and building a fan base. Speaking of like grassroots musicians, have you got any local artists you want to give a shout out? Anything that people should go take a look?
Ooh. Yes, I do. One of my friends, I made a friend like a while ago from an open mic. Remy CB, his music is really good. He's got a really good voice, and he like performs with bands and stuff as
Is
well.
he from Northeast?
Yeah, he's from Newcastle.
Do we know Remy
actually,
CB? That name's come across the podcast a couple of times.
he is like he's originally from like Nottingham, but he's in Newcastle. So like, do you class that as like? Oh.
Yeah, if he lives in Newcastle.
Put, like,
yeah.
I feel probably I would call his music like I would say indie. Yeah. I would say indie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I recognise his name.
Yeah, it does ring a bell.
He's been like the Clooney and things like that.
Yeah.
He is like I know quite a lot of people, like the people that I've met tend to know him. So yeah, I feel like he's got a bit of a fan base. So yeah.
You might know him from the Gig Guide, to be fair.
Probably, yeah. I think his name's, cause it's a thing, like, names pop up all the time when you're kind of looking on Instagram and stuff. So anytime someone says something, I know them, but I don't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. We do a thing every Monday called the Gig Guide, and it's just like an announcement of what gigs are in the Northeast that week, kind of thing. So I've probably just seen like his
cool.
name on like the Clooney listings or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, cool. Final question, of course. Talking about growing a bit of a fan base, what are your socials that people can find you in the future for?
Yeah, my Instagram is Lucy Y Music. My TikTok is, how have I literally just forgotten that right now? Lucy YX.
Is it, how have I literally forgotten this right now, Lucy YX, or is it just Lucy YX?
Lucy YX. Yeah, don't want to be too confusing.
Yeah, James Berry, best ever football band.
Yeah. It doesn't even fit on the TikTok handles. I don't know why I made the name so big.
And then my SoundCloud is Lucy Y.
And do you tend to use SoundCloud a lot more than any other like Spotify kind of thing? You just, whenever you got a demo, do you just chuck it on?
Yeah, SoundCloud, yeah.
I'm gonna use SoundCloud more often. It just sounds so cool to use. Like, I used to use it back in the day. I used to put my demos on
It's
because
becoming a thing again now.
yeah, because it was before like Google Drive or Dropbox or anything like that. Where the only way to really store and like save your songs, because like phones didn't, you couldn't like, you know, usually now if you get a new phone you can transfer all the data and information on. You couldn't have that. If you lost your phone or it broke, which was very likely back in the day, you lost everything. So you put all your demos and stuff on SoundCloud, because that was the only thing that existed. I'm gonna start doing that again. Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna start doing that again.
Good man.
Sorry, I'm just.
I would, but
I'm just taking 2024 by the horns. So you know,
I would, but you just taught me in the Bandcamp. It's the same thing.
it's similar, but you buy from Bandcamp, so it's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard of Bandcamp, but I've never used it before.
It's good because you it's a good like because you can advertise your gigs on there. You can sell merch, and then people can buy albums. They either buy like a digital copy, or if you've got like a CD, they can buy the CD and like you send it out and stuff. It's a good little.
Better than making your own website.
Yeah.
It's like musician social media kind of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
But the gig, yeah. So you go on like a homepage and you can discover other
like
musicians.
Bebo, innit?
Yeah, no way,
Bebo.
like-
Bebo.
She's 19.
Bebo or Vivo?
Bebo.
Bebo was like the shite MySpace.
Yeah, it was the thing before Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
I see.
Facebook and MySpace, you had Face Party.
Facebook.
Face Party.
Oh, wow.
Honest to
Now
God,
you're
like,
going
yeah,
way
Face
further
Party.
than my time.
Yeah. I wasn't on it all that much, but I remember it was like, I think it wasn't quite Tinder, but it wasn't quite social media. It was like somewhere in between, but it was like, I remember used to going on in college because it was before MySpace. But it didn't last very long because MySpace came out and then everybody just went to MySpace because you had your own theme tune and stuff like that, and you could personalise your own
Theme tune, that's cool.
Yeah, honestly, right, the kids just don't understand like the hype that MySpace was. It was. Just
I never
like,
had
it was-
MySpace.
You never had MySpace.
I heard of it, but I wasn't old enough to have had social media at that point.
Oh, right. Because you had to pick your top 5 friends and you put them on your.
Oh, so everyone saw your top 5 friends?
Yeah, and you used to get really jealous if something's like, because I had like a group mates and like if you weren't on the top 5, you're like, why am I not on the top 5? You had to like fight for like approval, you know. Just,
Make a guest appearance of Lucy's dad. Speaking of socials, if you have not followed yet, we are at Off the Stage UK on everything bar Twitter at Off the Stage 2. Thank you very much for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you for letting me come on.
Yeah. The final question we've got. Well done, James. Final question. What is the song you're going to play for us next?
Green Eyes. Because
Brilliant.
I thought I may as well, since that's going to be coming out soon.
Yeah.
So.
Best way to do it. Great. Thank you very much. We'll get you set up, and yeah, we'll see you for part 4.
Yep, absolutely. See you later. Oh.
Green eyes, they echo in the night, in the streets everywhere. Your smile, I don't need anything more than your smile. Your smile, your skin, touching my skin. Your lips pressed to my lips, I close my eyes and feel your kiss beside me, beside me. Beside me, but I know it won't last. Love me for a day, then wash it all away. 'Cause I don't want you to say goodbye, so I'll leave you first and make sure it hurts. Love me for a day, then wash it all away. 'Cause I don't wanna see you crying in front of me, so I'll leave you first and make sure it hurts, so I know you won't come back again.
Thank you.